Hey folks, Razovy here. Today I want to talk about Kaiju number 8, and specifically about how I am liking it so much, which is actually surprising me because I actually remember reading the manga. I'm not really sure how many chapters did I read? 64, there we go, I read 64 chapters, which is quite a bit. That does show that I at least put effort into it. And I remember not liking it. I remember liking the first part. I remember like really getting into it. That's why I most likely read 64 chapters. But for some reason, and like really, honest to God, I do not remember what it was. But I stopped reading it because I thought it was boring. Um, and I just don't really remember why. And now that we are currently watching the anime, or at least I am, I've watched the first couple of episodes, and I just don't remember why I hated it. I'm really enjoying it. Like genuinely, I am really enjoying it. The first two episodes, especially, yeah, just the first episode in general, are really great. And well, basically, let's just start with the beginning. For the folks that have no clue what Kaiju number 8 is, let's start with that. Skip ahead if you already know what it is. Basically, Kaiju number 8 is about a guy called Kafka. Okay, and Kafka, he basically when he was way younger, when he was a young kid, he promised that he and his childhood friend Mina would basically like they would protect the world from kaiju. Now, if you translate kaiju into English, it literally means monster, big monster, basically. So they dreamed of protecting the world of the big monsters that would constantly attack their their cities, their country, etc., etc. However, the interesting part is that Kafka became I guess a cleaner. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like basically, his task is to whenever the monster is defeated, whenever the kaiju is defeated, his task is to clean up the remains of the monster. Okay, not the most classy slash fleshy job that you could ever imagine, but it needs to be done, and it's nice that at least he's doing it, right? Mina, on the other hand, his younger childhood friend, actually got into the defense force, something that Kafka also wanted. I mean, he is in the defense force, but I mean, like the cleaning part of it. So basically, Mina got into the defense force and is actually the one that is destroying the kaiju, that is destroying the monsters, right? And Kafka is envious of her, but he has put that feeling way back in his head so that he won't be able to think about it anymore. For a long time, for years now, he hasn't really thought about the fact that Mina has succeeded in every way while he, according to himself, failed as a cleaner. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a cleaner, but I mean, he feels like he has failed because of it. Not because he's a cleaner, but basically because he has not been able to keep up with the promise that he made to Mina in his childhood. That is kind of like what the main story. But there's more, though. Oh, yes, there is more. Because after being attacked by a kaiju, he is injured. Kafka is injured. Together, in this case, with a person that he tried to protect, a newbie called Reno. And basically, Reno is a person that, just like Kafka used to be, has the ambitions to join the defense force as well, just like Mina. Now, Kafka had given up a long time ago, okay? Kafka had given up, didn't even think about it anymore, was okay with being like this. But then Reno sparks this, the feelings and the ideas that he had in the back of his head. Kafka is getting those feelings and ideas again because of Reno, right? And Kafka doesn't like that. He was content, right? Remember, he was content with everything. But now Reno is like sparking this again because Reno wants to join the defense force as well and will do anything, according to Reno himself, to join the defense force. So Kafka and Reno are both injured while being on cleaning duty because Reno also joins the cleaners before he eventually will join the defense force. They're both injured. They're both in the hospital now, and they're becoming friends, right? Then Kafka, while being in the hospital laying next to Reno in separate beds, all of a sudden sees this huge kaiju. Well, not huge as in, not monsterly huge, but basically it looked like a huge mosquito, like a big one, like not like building tall mosquito, but like a, I don't know, what is the best thing that I can give you, like a, as big as your hand, like that big of a mosquito, but it's a kaiju, and basically this mosquito flies into his mouth, gets inside of him, right, and turns Kafka, in this case, into a kaiju. Now, the one that he's turned into is here on the cover. You see the red manga cover, and then the monster on it. That is what Kafka then looks like. Weird, right? Then again, manga tends to be weird. It's fine. But basically, Kafka is now turned into a kaiju, but is able to swap, right? Sometimes he's able to be human. Other times he's able to be a kaiju, a monster. So he now has the power. He doesn't lose his humanity, but he's able to turn into a monster, right? And this makes things complicated. Now, I'm not going to go way further than this. I'm going to kind of keep it, basic level of explanation of what Kaiju number 8 is, because a lot more stuff is going to happen. And you know what? Just watch the anime or read the manga. I'm not going to spoil everything. But, Mina gets involved, and she is, of course, the main love interest, but also not really, because she feels like Mina doesn't trust Kafka anymore, since he basically just gave up, right? So, and then Reno also comes into the picture where he tries to, Kafka, do your best, like that kind of stuff. Anyway, so basically, Kaiju number 8, to sum it all up, starts off really good. There's a reason as to why I decided to read 64 chapters. But for some reason, and honest to God, I do not remember why, I gave up. There is a reason for it, though. And I'm really curious to see if this is something that I'm going to find within the anime. Because I have decided that I will watch all of the 12 episodes available that are eventually going to air for the anime. Because for now, having watched the first 2, I love it. Really, it's awesome. Like, this has sparked this feeling in me again that I want to read the manga again, but I'm not gonna. There was a reason why I disliked it. I'm not gonna go back, but what I will do is watch all of the episodes and see if I get that bad feeling again, or if in this case I don't. And if I don't, I hereby promise that I will pick the manga back up. I will go back a couple of chapters. I won't start at chapter 64 because I will have forgotten a lot. It's been years since I read this. But yeah, if I continue to like the anime as much as I think that I will, I promise that I will hereby pick up the manga again. Now, before we leave, could you guys do me a favor and tell me in the comment section what you guys are thinking about this anime? Have you read the manga? Did you also, just like me, drop it eventually, or are you still going strong? And have you read all of the over 100 plus chapters that are available? I'm really curious to hear that, actually. And maybe you've never read it, maybe you've never watched it, maybe you haven't even started yet. If you haven't started watching the anime yet, I would highly advise you that you do. The animation is great, the characters are wonderful, and just the story is really good too, at least for the first half. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to click on the like button. You have no idea how much it helps our content creators by simply clicking on the like button. The algorithm loves content creators way more if you click on that darn like button. And also, if you like my content, if you enjoy these types of rambly videos in which I just talk about random anime and manga, subscribe, and make sure that if you subscribe, only then, click on the bell icon and click on all notifications. You would be surprised by how little notifications you get if you don't click on the notification bell. You might see one of my videos pop up once or twice a year. Really, it's that bad. So click on the notification bell if you want to see more of my videos as well. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I was Razovy, and you, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.